Can I ask all three of you? It's it's very rare that people, when they're making a classic, know it's going to be a classic. And as we all know, with this movie, it built. At what point did all of you know you had taken part in a movie that was going to live forever?
Years later.
Was there a specific moment, or did it just build?
Just kept building and building. We didn't know at the time, and we didn't know when it came out.
When we heard that the UK had voted it one of the 10 best of all time, we began to digest, perhaps, that it was more than just a long running, you know.
Yeah, it's a sort of a sneaking feeling that kind of creeps up on you, isn't it? It's just like you start to get, and then the next year you get a little more evidence of the fact that
we had such a letdown at the opening.
Oh, God.
At first, it's like, I was saying, well, gee whiz. I was all upset about it too, Frank, because I say, well, why are you calling the thing the Shawshank Redemption? Nobody can say that.
People really said that? Why'd you call it the Shawshank Redemption?
You won't believe what we hear from people.
Oh, that's my next question.
Oh, yeah. Scrimshaw Reduction.
One lady stopped me in the elevator and said, I just saw you in the Hudsucker Reduction.
Shimshank.
Shimshank.
Sometimes they say things, they don't even get one word right. It's just like a garble of syllables.
Now, I think this is an important question for anyone in the audience who wants to be a filmmaker, is up and coming, and is going to come to terms with negative feedback. And Frank and I have discussed this before, and I specifically said to Frank, will you be willing to talk about this? Will you be willing to talk about the hate mail? Because to me, that's the most interesting story, is those hate letters that you got.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Well, the first one was from Kenneth Turan in the LA Times. That was in a country full of amazing reviews, to get like the worst review that you get, from your hometown paper when you come out, is one of the things that kind of like, ruined our good time when it came out. There has been a little bit, but I think no matter what you do, there's going to be that occasional disturbed person who's going to reach out to you because they happen to watch your movie on TNT that day instead of somebody else's. The thing that I really cling to, and I've saved a lot of these things. I've saved a lot of these letters from people for whom the movie really meant something. It really mattered to them. And, it stopped somebody from committing suicide, or at least they credit it for having saved their life that day, and or the person who says, I lost 250 pounds because I saw your movie, and whatever they needed to hear, whatever reinforcement as a human being to another human being they needed at that moment, the movie gave it to them. Those things, when you get that in the mail, and you read that letter, you go, holy Toledo, what actually has transpired here? Because it is something more than your average 2 hour time at the movies.
Have you had similar stories? Have people said this to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we both had statements like, the movie changed my life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Now,
I've had that. I've had it saved my life. I was in depression, and it got me out of it. A lot of very personal stories of kind of something about the film transformed them in some way. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
and I remember you told me this special story about the letter you got from the the specific person who said, "I hope you commit a violent crime and get locked in prison and never make another movie again."
Oh, that's the one.
That's the one I want you to tell. That's a great one.
Oh, all you got to do is go online. You'll see all the hate mail because they love to publish that online. It's like, yes, we think Frank Darabont should get cancer and die so he never makes another movie. It's like, wow.
Why?
Because they're mental. Because they're mentally ill, and I mean that's why. We hope you go commit a crime so you get locked up so you never make another movie again. It's that kind of thing. It's all online. It's which is a clearinghouse for the mentally ill, really. That's why it was invented, to give them something to do.
That's going to be the soundbite they take away from this.
Yes.
The internet is a clearinghouse for the mentally ill.
Yes, that'll be the big quote of the evening. Yes, you're right. I'm an idiot and I should have kept my mouth shut.
Now, as actors, I know that you always come up against the danger of typecasting, the danger that once you do an iconic role, suddenly that's what everybody wants again and again and again. Did you find that after this movie came out that you both were getting a certain type of offer or had to fight upstream to prove that you weren't just this role?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. But I did start getting quite a few narrative roles.
We noticed that.
Oh, yes. No, you and James Earl Jones could have a voice-off.
I didn't get any more prisoner roles. No.
None.
No.
But but afterwards, you taught theater in prison.
Yes, I still do. I did it a couple weeks ago.
Do you get feedback from Shawshank?
Oh yeah, they love that movie.
You know why
Guards,
they love
not
it,
so
though?
much.